Unanswered questions about Michael Myers.
You like that intro? I did it myself. Halloween and the character of Michael Myers is one of those things that's going to be around probably until the end of time within the horror genre. It's a franchise I go back and rewatch every year around fall time, especially Halloween, October. This idea of this video has been done 1,000 times, but I tried my best not to question the same things everybody else done. So here I have 10 unsolved mysteries, unanswered questions from 1978. Let's get started.
Number 1.
During the scene where Michael Myers chases Laurie outside of the Wallace's house, what took Michael so long to start his chase after Laurie? If you rewatch this scene very closely, when Michael busts that door open and Laurie busts that small window open to get out and chases her down the street, Laurie has enough time to go to the neighbors, neighboring houses, screaming at the top of her lungs. And it's not until she's almost completely across the street that Michael finally comes out to get her. My question is, why did it take Michael so long? And better yet, what was he doing? I've seen speculation like maybe he didn't know which direction she went. Bullshit. That man was 6 feet behind her. During these questions, I'm going to try to stick to the 1978 movie alone. If we had to venture off into different timeline territory, we will. But if this was a standalone movie and Michael's characteristics, what took him so long to pursue Laurie? What did he do? Now, I want to kind of break my own rule for a second. In 2018, that long pan shot of Michael's massacre when he goes back to Haddonfield, and even some instances in Halloween Kills, during the kill scenes, it really showcased Michael's very unique perspective on what he focuses on, what catches his attention, what he just walks right on by without a care in the world. So I really wonder what caught Michael's attention so much to make him put Laurie's chase on pause. Did he go back in the house and do something? We may never know.
Number 2.
Did Michael rob that hardware store? I know this is a big question that comes up, but no one ever seems to really deep dive into this. It's just, yeah, he stole the mask, stole the rope, he used it. People say he used it to hang up the bodies in the house like Bob's. And in the continuation of Halloween Kills, he used it on the sheriff or the deputy. But my biggest flaw about this is, Michael couldn't have robbed that hardware store. Let's start with the mask first. Michael had the mask early that morning. When we first see Laurie and Tommy meet up in the film, Michael already has the mask on. This is early morning. This has to be anywhere between 6:30, 7 o'clock at the latest. This robbery happened way in the afternoon. And during the time that Annie and Laurie pull up to the hardware store to talk to the sheriff, Loomis comes shortly afterwards. We then see in the background that Michael pulls up from the opposite direction. Now we know Michael can Houdini, so my question is, was Michael really responsible for this robbery? I honestly don't think so.
Number 3.
What happened to the rest of the patients at Smith's Grove? Now it's already a very oddity to see that when Marion and Loomis pull up, it's pouring down rain, it's thundering, and all these patients are outside. Take in mind, some of these patients are outside the gate. Of course we know Michael escaped, but if they was out there for that long, what happened to the guards? Where was the guards? Was they killed? Was they incapacitated? Who's to say if Michael was the most dangerous patient there? He might have been the most evilest, and in this universe he's our boogeyman. He's the villain. But my question is, what happened to the rest of the patients? I think there's a little bit more lore here, especially when you consider the extended TV cut version of this film, where you actually do get to see Michael and additional shots of Loomis talking to the board. Michael's wrecked room. But you gotta think, even in the 70s, this was a time of Ted Bundy. Surely to God, some of the most dangerous psychotic patients at Smith's Grove would have some sort of upgraded security. So if they wasn't there, my question remains, what happened to the rest of the patients at Smith's Grove?
I lost count.
Why didn't people listen to Dr. Loomis? Now, throughout the franchise, Loomis has been portrayed as the doctor who's a little off his damn rocker. But the original film in particular, why? This little 6-year-old kid murdered his little sister. That same psychopath had the ability to escape a sanitarium and mentally unstable. I've never understood why people didn't listen to Dr. Loomis, even before the escape. If you really think about this, in Dr. Loomis' career, he was put on Michael's case for 15 years. If they had the trust of Dr. Loomis' expertise and experience in his field, why would they automatically overlook his evaluation of him? Sure, he's borderline catatonic, but there's something really wrong with Michael. Surely Loomis has the credentials of psychology, mental studies. He's not just Samuel Loomis, he's Dr. Loomis. So why was he ignored by the board members, the other doctors, the sheriff? If I was in their shoes, I think it's in the best interest to take extra precaution than not to take any precaution at all. If Michael hasn't progressed enough to show any change, and he's just catatonic, that he borderline can't be evaluated properly, what makes you think that makes him safer? What makes you think that he has earned his keep, earned his way back into society? So my question remains, why did nobody listen to Dr. Loomis?
Because they was dicks.
Now I'm going to include a very small bonus scenario here about fate. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is a very big question, a very overlooked question. What would Michael have done if Laurie and Tommy never stepped on that doorstep that day? Of course, we wouldn't have a Halloween movie, but it begs the question, what would Myers do? Who would he go after? We all know Michael wanted to go home, for reasons unknown. Some people say it's to find his parents. Maybe that's just Michael's only place of solitude. That's his dungeon, that's his place, that's his throne. But one point of view I love talking about in this franchise is Michael and Laurie. Was it fate that brought them together? Now hear me out on this. I made a very interesting short, a YouTube short about this. Feel free to go check that out. But if Michael never laid eyes on Laurie that day, surely Michael would have took other victims. Who knows what he would have did next? However, if you think about it, if you consider H2 canon, the 1981, isn't it kind of weird that no matter what Laurie did that night, if she never came across Michael Myers, she would have came across the shape of Michael Myers? If she went out with Ben Tramer that day, guess what Ben Tramer was wearing? A jumpsuit and a Michael Myers mask, Captain Kirk mask. So was it Laurie's fate to face this shape of evil all along? Maybe not to the capacity of what she did in this film, nearly dying several times, facing the epitome, the shape of evil, the boogeyman, but in a more ironic way, still seeing that face of evil. Either way she went, she would have came across the image of Michael Myers. I won't spend too much time on this, I just think it's a really cool angle to talk about because no one ever really does. No matter what happens, H1, H2, she is met with the iconic mask, no matter what.
I shot him 6 times!
Is Michael Myers still Michael? Now we truthfully don't know what made Michael snap that day when he was 6 years old, killing Judith, Halloween day. Sure, you can push along the franchise and blame the whole cult thing, but as I said, I try not to leave this realm of the 1978 universe. If this was a standalone film, what makes Michael tick? Now I'm not looking for motive necessarily, but if it was the cult all along, Michael's merely just a puppet for evil? Or is Michael just so embodied by so much rage and evil that he is just encapsulated by just like a permanent blackout, a psychotic break that he never left? Stepping out of this box a little bit again, in Halloween Kills, the flashback scenes, we get a little bit of backstory from Michael. Michael was the weird kid, never talked, stared at the walls. So was Michael psychotic this whole time? Did he have blackouts? And did he have one final blackout that just never stopped? This is an interesting theory, however, it kind of falls apart because Michael is very self-aware of what he's doing. He made the conscious decision to go dig up Judith's grave. He makes the conscious decision to hang his victims up to display them like art pieces. He makes the conscious decision to trick Linda into dressing like Bob with the sheet and glasses. So Michael isn't just this robotic dummy killing machine. He has some sort of intelligence, control of what he's doing. But no matter what's going on inside, is Michael still the same Michael Myers he was before the night he snapped on Halloween, 1963? And now you know. Butterflies taste with their feet. Hey, cut. You know that's the wrong video, right? What do you mean? I mean you're reading the wrong script. Why didn't you tell me that? I shouldn't have to do your fucking job. Man, fuck you. Fuck me, fuck you, motherfucker. I said fuck you. Yo, you want something? Come get some. I'm fucking strapped, boy. Birdman. Woo, let's fucking get it on. Is Michael toying with Laurie? As much as I love this film, there's one thing I just can't get past every time I watch it. Michael had plenty of chances to kill Laurie, and he doesn't. Let's take the staircase for one. Michael appearing out of the shadows. He has the perfect drop on Laurie. And what does he do? He stabs her in the shoulder. Let's fast forward. Laurie makes it back into the house. Michael sneaks through the window. He's hiding behind the couch. And once again, he has the drop on Laurie. And once again, he misses once more. And if that's not enough, upstairs after the whole closet scene, when Michael raises back up and chases after Laurie once more, instead of grabbing her, breaking her neck, or picking the knife up back off the ground to use on her. What does he do? He chokes her out. Surely 3 times in a row cannot be coincidence. So is Michael one of those that likes to play with his food? Induce fear before he goes in for the final kill? If so, that's not a trait that he portrayed earlier in the film with his other victims. He didn't do that with Annie. He stalked Annie. He didn't try to scare her. Bob. He just pounced on Bob. He was playing a little hide and seek with him, but he didn't play with his food. So what makes Laurie so special that she almost gets a pass not once, not twice, but 3 times? Of course, this is just speculation. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the Halloween film. But isn't it strange? So chat, I ask you again, is Michael just fucking with Laurie? Hey, yo, where's our voiceover guy? Did Tommy and Lindsay make it to the Mackenzies? You can only assume yes, but you have to consider, just moments before, Laurie was running down the street, banging on people's windows, banging on their doors, screaming at the top of her lungs for help. And for some odd reason, everybody just shut her out like, shut the fuck up, bitch, I'm trying to sleep. Everybody refused to help her. What makes this any different? Of course we know Loomis came in and saved the day, but if Loomis wasn't there, did they make it to the Mackenzies? And if they did, would the police make it in time?
Evil dies tonight.
There's a scene in the film where Dr. Loomis uses a payphone, where he then discovers the mechanic's truck. Us as the audience sees that he doesn't have a jumpsuit on. He's butt-ass naked almost. Hence where Michael got his outfit. But my question is, why didn't he take the truck? Could it be that he couldn't drive a stick shift? Now, one thing about this video you must consider is Michael's not a dumbass. Michael's not a dumbass at all. He's actually pretty genius if you think about it. He picks the one day to play dress up so that he can perfectly blend in with everybody else. The Bob kill, the whole Linda situation. He was smart enough to disguise himself as Bob so he can kill Linda when he's stalking Annie. He's smart enough to kill the dog to shut the dog up so he can continue his stalking. So if Michael shows these tendencies of intelligence to cover his tracks, surely Michael would know they're going to be looking for that station wagon that belongs to the sanitarium, right? So why not switch up the vehicle as well? It would have just added to his genius motive. Cover his tracks. Stay invisible. So again, why did he not take the mechanic's truck?
Boop, 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 staying alive.
What took Loomis so long to help Marion? Going back to the whole Smith's Grove scene, when they pull up and they notice all the patients are out just roaming around, having a good old jolly fucking time in the pouring ass rain, thunderstorm. As soon as they pull up at the gate, the first thing Dr. Loomis does is run out and get on the phone. During that time, Michael hops on the car. Marion, her dumbass, rolls the windows down, and she gets attacked by Michael. Now, right before that cut, you can actually see that Loomis turns towards the car. And by this time, she's honking the horn, she's swerving off the road until she stops. There for a few minutes, she's idle, hiding in the car, until Michael bashes the window. Finally, Marion gets out, Michael gets in the car, and he drives away. You had so long of a span from where Loomis was sitting there looking at the car to where he came in and saying, the evil is gone, the evil is gone. Yeah, motherfucker, no shit. You spent 20 years trying to get back to the station wagon. So what took Loomis so long to help Marion? Was he in shock? Was he just so caught up in the moment that he was just completely oblivious to what was going on? I wouldn't think so. Because Loomis knows the danger of the situation right now. If you pull up to a sanitarium and see all these patients out, you know shit's going south. He knows his patient out, Michael motherfucking Myers, he knows shit's gonna hit the fan. So if you see Marion freaking out, and you got this motherfucker on top of the car, ass cheeks showing, and his hospital gown, Loomis, what are you doing? Just over there watching Golden Girls or something? Shut the fuck up. I'm just poking fun. John Carpenter paced this scene out the way he wanted to, but looking back at it, it's just one of those things that I kind of just pick apart. Not in a sense because I don't like it, it's just why did it take Loomis so long to help Marion? Pull out the Glock, get it over with. Bah, bah. That's going to wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to kick it with me. If you have any questions of your own, drop them down in the comments. I would love to talk about it. Let's start a thread. I love talking to you guys. But until next time, I love you all. Adios.